Namaste friends and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about Google Summer of Code. I know a lot of people face problems in understanding the entire process of GSOC. Even I also faced before I applied in 2018. So I'll discuss today what GSOC is, how to apply for it and how much fun it is by working as a GSOC student developer during summers. Just a little bit of background information. I was myself a GSOC student in 2018 during the summer vacations of my second year in college. I still remember how much fun and productive those 3 months were. I must say the work which you do during GSOC is exactly what we do or software engineers do in the industry. So it's a very good learning experience. Now let's start with understanding what GSOC is. Google Summer of Code is a 3 months mentorship program focused on helping students uh, in open source software development. And open source software is a software whose source code is available to all and anyone can review, fix bugs, and add features to it. The best example of an open source software is Linux, which is the most widely used open source operating system. If you don't know what an open source software is or you want to know about it in detail, please refer to my introductory video on open source. The video link is in my description below. Lots of people think that GSOC is a Google internship. No, it's actually a mentorship program conducted by Google every year for 3 months during summers. GSOC program actually selects various open source organizations that apply to participate in that program. Once the list of selected organizations is released, these selected organizations release the list of all the proposed projects that the student can take up during their GSOC period. So now the role of the students come in. Once the organizations are selected, the interested students uh, can select the organization of their interest and can select one of the proposed projects by that organization. Then they write the project proposal and apply for the GSOC. If the student's application is selected, then he or she is fortunate enough to work with that organization on the proposed project during this GSOC period. So that was the complete process in a nutshell. But I'll explain the complete process along with all the timelines and details associated with it in this video itself. So please continue watching it. If you haven't liked this video yet, what are you waiting for? Just hit the like button below. Also, GSOC 2020 period is about to end now. So it's a high time, it's a good time for all the GSOC 2021 aspirants to start contributing to the open source projects of their interest. At first, let's talk about perks and benefits of successfully completing GSOC. After all, it motivates us a lot, right? So, after successfully completing GSOC, you get the stipend of 3000 US dollars if you are from India. That's roughly 2,20,000 Indian rupees. So, this stipend basically depends on the cost of living in the country in which you are currently residing. So, if you are from United States, you get 6,000 US dollars as stipend. I remember during my time it was about $2,400 in India, but it's really cool, right? Apart from the stipend, you also get one time referral for applying to a job at Google. You can use this referral once within 5 years of getting this. So, well, these are mainly the byproducts of GSOC, but we are forgetting about the main product. The main product is the steep learning curve. As I said, your work is precisely what software engineers do in industry. So you gain both the technical skills and soft skills in your open source mentorship program itself. and make you ready for the industry and for your upcoming technical interviews, I would say. And uh, and one thing is also very important, especially during this pandemic times, is it's completely work from home program. So you can basically work during this program from your preferred location during your summer vacations. Now let's talk about the GSOC prerequisites. You must be at least 18 years of age upon registration of the program, and you must be currently enrolled in some college, maybe doing your bachelor's, master's, or PhD as of the acceptance date. Also, you must be eligible to work in the country for the duration of the program, and you must not be an org admin or mentor during the GSOC program. Now let's understand the complete GSOC flow along with the timelines. So this is the official Google Summer of Code website. On this website we can find the uh, full program timeline. So now I'm going to discuss about what complete GSOC flow looks like, and along with the timeline, so that like it will help you in understanding the complete application flow, and you can plan accordingly before applying to GSOC, like what skills you need to gain, what exactly GSOC organizations are basically looking for the appropriate candidates who are applying to this program. So let's start. So as I've told you, since GSOC 2020 hasn't ended yet, that's why these are the timelines for GSOC 2020 period. But mostly every year, these timelines are mostly same. Yeah. So as I've told you, the GSOC period begins when the GSOC program admins basically select the open source organizations that would like to basically participate in this GSOC program and mentor the students for contributing in one of their projects. So the organization applications open usually in the month of January, where all the interested open source organizations apply for the participation in GSOC for that particular year, right? Like in 2021, this application will start around January 2021, right? So uh, usually in the first week of February, this is the organization application deadline, and by the mid of February, the complete list of selected open source organizations is released. So this is very much important time for the GSOC 2021 aspirants to basically start doing your GSOC related stuff. So mostly when the list of accepted open source organizations is released, these organizations within 1 week basically officially release the list of all the project ideas for which they are looking for students to work upon those projects, right? So during this time, before the student application period starts, the student should choose um, one of the open source organizations that's participating in GSOC, and your interest should also matter a lot. So you should uh, choose the organization of your interest along with the project that's proposed by that organization. So you have the freedom to either choose the project proposed by that organization according to your skill set, I would say, or you can propose your own projects also. So the student application periods begin by mid of March every year. So by this time you should be ready with your organization which you are applying to and your project of interest, and you should already interact with all the people in that organization and basically start contributing to it, start making your open source contributions. It is very important because that way all the people in that organization know about your capabilities, about your skill set, and whether you are capable enough to complete your GSOC project, right? And during that time also you prepare your GSOC proposal. So by the end of March you basically basically officially register for GSOC and submit your GSOC proposal. And mostly by the first week of May, your application get reviewed by both the GSOC organization uh, and the open source organization to which you are applying to. So you are evaluated on not only on the basis of your proposal, that should be of course strong, but also about the past contributions that you made to that particular organization, because that's very important. That contributions uh, uh, give the reviewers the confidence that you are capable enough to complete your GSOC project, and that's really important. So once the list of selected students is announced, mostly by first week of May, then uh, these students are paired with the mentor uh, who is contributing in that organization itself, and you basically start planning your projects and milestone along with your mentor. So now comes the community bonding period. This is the very important period, I would say, because it would kickstart your amazing GSOC journey ahead. So it's really very important to communicate with your mentors and fellow contributors during this time, and also plan your project, plan all the milestones of your project ahead of time. So also students spend a month learning more about their organization's community, right? And basically plan their GSOC project, and also uh, take major technical decisions and make plans, right? So the official coding period begins by first week of June, mostly every year. Yeah, so during this period you basically code a lot to complete your uh, project. And so this GSOC is a continuous evaluation process, in which during the 3 months of your mentorship program you will be evaluated continuously. So you have 3 milestones to achieve. In each of the milestone, you will be evaluated by your mentor as well as the org admin, and based on that, if you pass that particular organization, you will be given the appropriate stipend. Like mostly in each milestone it is 30%, and at the end it is the 40% of your stipend mostly. So it is the continuous evaluation process, and you are expected uh, to pass all the milestones to basically successfully clear the Google Summer of Code period. So these evaluations of milestone 1 and 2 happens mostly at the end of June and July respectively. Finally, uh, by the end of August every year, the GSOC comes to an end, in during which time the students are expected to fully complete their GSOC project, and basically deliver all the things that are expected by them. And after that, you also submit the final feedback about your organization, about your mentor, and they also evaluate you upon your work. So your mentor and org admin also will basically evaluate your performance, and apart from that, the GSOC committee members will also evaluate your performance. So finally the results announced mostly by the first week of September, and as I said, like they are going to be announced for GSOC 2020 period, and boom, now you complete the entire GSOC project, and you had a very amazing time in learning new skills, having new experience of working in the amazing open source projects. Alright, that's all for this video. I hope you liked it. In this GSOC video series, the next video I am planning to make is how to prepare a good GSOC proposal and apply for GSOC 2021 period. If you have any questions and want them to be covered in the next video, leave a comment down below. I would really love to answer all of your queries. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you really like this, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Until next time, bye, and thanks for watching.